Hi, gun people. I want to talk about gun control or permits in Detroit, but before, I just wanted to cover this video I did about the easy way not to talk to the cops. I guess everybody knows who this guy is. I'm thinking they're talking about that guy. I don't know. Michael Rapapapo, the actor from True Romance. Never saw the movie. Don't know the actor. Everybody says he's a left wing. He's an anti-Trumper. I don't know who he is, but the message that they're sending is correct. And there's an old saying that says you should not discount what is being said just because who is saying it. So, although I'm not a fan of liberals, every once in a while, a broken watch is right twice a day, and a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. So, he may be a left wing. I don't know him. I'm not promoting him. I'm promoting the message. So let's get to guns in Detroit. So this is a pretty interesting little take from, what is it, Tucker something Carlson. I don't watch Fox News, but if somebody shares a video. Somebody sent this video, and of course it shows the angry liberals. But let's go ahead and take a look at this.
The NRA has got to go!
So this isn't considered emotionally deranged. This isn't considered a threat. A red flag law could not flag her from not owning a gun because she's a raving lunatic liberal. But I digress. I'm not a big fan of the NRA either. I mean, for some reason, the liberals think the NRA is the reason there's Second Amendment. And there's a lot of gun owners that think the NRA is safe. The NRA takes money, and they do some good things with some of the money, but most of the money, they do about what the Catholic Church does with it. They use it for their own benefit, to hire their own lawyers, to have their big offices and planes, pay the freaking president over $1 million a year. I mean, give me a freaking break. I don't care. Everybody's like, well, that's the biggest organization. He's not managing people. You have members of the NRA that send money. You don't need to pay a president $1 million a year to do that. But you know what? People keep giving them money. They ain't got my money in a long time, and I don't care if they go away, and I don't think they give me the right to carry a gun. Matter of fact, they sold out more damn gun rights than probably any other organization out there and supported the bump stock ban. But I digress. Let's get back to women mainly wanting to carry guns in Detroit.
Oh,
the NRA is the worst organization in this country.
I am very much one that is a...
What amazes me about gun control is you just saw two women, and now you see a black guy. And I've always said that gun control is absolutely racist. The liberals won't say it, but they do not want guns in their communities because they don't think black people ought to hold guns because that's where all the gun violence is. That's where most of the gun crimes are at. And the liberals won't say it. So they blame the gun so nobody can call them racist. And they just want to take guns from everybody. That way they can't be called racist. I'm telling you people, and people who are waking up in the black community, they know it's true. You take guns away from everybody, that means people in the black community are freaking victims because criminals don't turn in guns. But it just amazes me how the left puts women and blacks up at the front line to say our people don't need guns, and they're probably the most vulnerable in their area.
Against handguns. And I know in my urban environment, I see little to no need for guns.
I guarantee you he has an armed guard. He probably owns a gun. And when liberals say there's no need for guns, they're not talking about themselves. Liberals never want the rules to apply to them. They want it to apply to everyone else because liberals are the smartest. They're the best. Just like communism, you don't talk against the party. The party's always right. And if you go against the party will squash you. That's the liberal left.
At all.
Yeah, just some rational discourse for you. We don't need guns. Well, of course we need guns. You're not allowed to have guns. That's the attitude. Wealthy liberals obviously hire bodyguards or hide themselves away in safe gated neighborhoods. But what about people who can't afford to do that? What would gun bans mean for people who live in, say, Detroit, Michigan? Well, this show went to Detroit to investigate that very question, and here's what we found.
My name is Elena Gonville, and I live in the city of Detroit.
Elena Gonville is an armed Detroiter.
I carry a Glock 45.
Damn, she carries a Glock 45 right freaking there. I'm assuming they have open carry in Detroit because she's carrying that pretty open. And she's smart. She is a smart woman, and she's black, and she probably doesn't vote Democrat because she knows that the Democrats want to take her right away to defend herself. So, you know, the left will always say, we have all the women, we have all the blacks, we're the party of helping those. The left doesn't want to help people that can't help themselves. The left wants to help their party, their position, their election. They don't care about the people who are victims. This girl gets it, and the chief of police gets it. I'm surprised.
Keep one in the chamber?
Definitely. Keep my gun right here on my lap.
She chooses to carry a gun to protect herself.
That's a nice Glock.
She says her gun helped her survive an armed carjacking at a liquor store on Detroit's west side.
My arm was hit.
Gonville was shot in the arm during the attack.
War wound.
So she gets carjacked. They're going to take her gun. They got an AK, unlawfully probably, because we all know gun laws don't work. Gun laws only work against gun people. Gun laws only disarm good people who follow the law. It doesn't do a damn thing for those committing crimes. Just like the people that shot her with an AK were violating the law, she's lawfully armed and was able to defend herself instead of losing her car and probably her life. Because crooks don't like good people with guns. They know that's how they get stopped.
Here.
She drove herself to the hospital. Police never caught the attackers.
So, they had AK.
Shocker. They never caught the attacker. Who could have predicted that? Government always catches the attacker. I don't know how they didn't catch him.
War wound here.
She drove herself to the hospital. Police never caught the attackers.
So, they had AK, and I had my Glock, and it went down. They saw a pretty girl with pink lipstick, and they just thought that they could get me, and surprise, surprise, I'm Honey the Bouncer.
Good for her. She's not a victim. Now, liberals will be bashing her because she's going against the agenda. They'll say she's not a real woman. She's not real black. She's not. They'll attack everything that they accuse everybody else of attacking, race, sex, everything. Because if you don't believe what a liberal believes, they will beat you down and attack you. Because if you're going to be on the liberal plantation, you're going to follow the rules or you're going to get whipped.
Stories like hers are why so many people in Detroit have decided to take personal protection into their own hands.
Why do you carry a firearm?
Because I live in Detroit.
That's a great answer. But wait a minute. A good follow-up would have been, what do you mean you live in Detroit? Detroit has good gun control. It's run by the liberal left that tells us more gun control will make you safer. Why aren't you safe?
Why not call the police?
Sometimes it takes a while.
Hey, how you doing?
Detroit's chief of police, James Craig, agrees.
This shocks me. He's a chief of police in a liberal city, and he's supporting citizens carrying guns. Man, if that was a trend, that would be good news for America.
It only takes a minute or less for violence to happen, and it's over.
And that's why Craig strongly supports the right to carry.
If a citizen is armed, they have a better opportunity of staying alive than if they weren't.
Amen to that. Did everybody hear that? This is a black police chief in liberal Detroit.
Citizen is armed, they have a better opportunity of staying alive than if they weren't.
Michigan issues gun permits to anyone in Detroit who takes a class and passes a background check.
Good for him. That's what we call shall issue states. Shall issue states is you don't have to prove that you need it. The state has to prove why you don't need it. California is not a shall issue state. The state in California says you don't need it. You got to prove why you need it. And no matter what proof you give us, we're going to say that ain't good enough. You don't need it.
Gonville took her firearms class with Detroit native Rick Ector.
Heck yeah, let's shoot.
Ector's Detroit-based gun rights group, named Legally Armed in Detroit, has helped thousands.
Okay, shooting one hand, that's not a great target. And he's shooting one-handed. You should practice two-handed. Yeah, shoot one-handed, but even one-handed, that's what I call a shotgun target and not a pistol target. And yeah, I can shoot better than that. For somebody to come here, we want to see you shoot. Shut up, you big crybabies. I shot more damn bullets than you have tears.
Women get their carry permits.
We have a growing number of women here in Metro Detroit who are learning more about firearms and what it takes to defend themselves.
Now, why do you think there's a growing number of women that want to carry firearms? Because a firearm is the greatest equalizer ever invented. It will absolutely not allow bullies, groups, gangs, multiple adversaries to intimidate and make you a victim. One person with a gun can hold off 5 or 10 people without a gun, which I might add is why the government doesn't want citizens having guns. But that's another story. A person with a gun is not a victim. And most criminals look for victims. They don't want people who can fight back and shoot back and have equalizers like a gun.
Do you recommend that law-abiding citizens go out and get that permit?
If they're law-abiding, they get the training, absolutely. I've particularly found interest in going to classes that are all female, who support carrying concealed weapons.
The number of permits has surged. In Wayne County, Michigan, where Detroit is located, nearly 1 in every 10 people has a carry permit.
Wow, that's pretty good. I don't even know if Texas has that. I mean, I would like Texas to have every one person has 5 permits, but, you know, I can't have everything I want.
We have professionals, we have house moms, we have people who are just everyday normal citizens.
When criminals prey and look for victims, they're usually looking for those who they believe are defenseless.
Amen to that. This dude gets it, man. I don't know where they found this police chief, but I know the liberals' head are exploding. They're like, man, we got to get rid of this guy. He's speaking way too much sense.
We're talking about women. We're talking about the elderly.
There's always going to be crime. There's always going to be, you know, they say the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy, and he's not going nowhere.
What would happen if the government made it illegal to carry a gun?
People would still carry.
See, that's the problem. When the government makes it illegal, good people that still carry becomes felons, and they become criminals. And criminals don't care about the laws. So if you make everybody a criminal, then everybody's just going to say, screw it. I'll just carry against the law. I don't care. Everybody's a criminal. Government never gets, I just don't get it. When you get in government, you lose the ability to think like a citizen. You look at citizens as pesky taxpayers, and you don't look at them as, you know what? They are the same as me, and I should defend them as if I was defending myself or my family. But politicians don't do that. They want to be special. They get special requests. They get special privileges. They don't have to abide by the laws. They get special treatment. And they make laws that they know is not going to affect them. That's the problem with our republic. Anyway, I thought this was a good little video, and hopefully you got something out of it, and hopefully a few liberals out there, I get some liberal tears, because a liberal in Detroit is giving out gun permits pretty damn quick. All right, we'll end that there.